We're going to be here in January, most definitely. We appreciate the family out there. Once again, that number is 319-527-6239. I'm checking the emails. No emails at this time. Again, my email is debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. That's debatetalk, the number 4, and the letter U @gmail.com. You have any questions, or just call in and press number 1 and we'll add you in. Let's go to 504-485. You're live in there.
Yeah, how you doing, Sal? How you doing, Brother Josh? Debate talk for you audience.
Hey, shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Just a brother getting it, just calling in, man. Just want to, say, bro, give, to say that we appreciate the information you bring, man, and, your zeal, is to be appreciated. And, I just want to share a real fast joke with you before I have a couple of questions for you. G-Man,
okay.
G-Man, the Soldiers of God, he actually said, excuse me, he's looking for you because he think he has the crown, but that's just something I just wanted to share for you, man. But you definitely been doing your thing, man, and I'm like the other brother. Like, I agree with a lot of what you say, but I want to ask you, as far as in regards to Exodus 3:15 and Exodus 20:7, if I'm not mistaken. Now, from what I know, you're definitely a Torah observant. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay, definitely. Because I've definitely, learned a lot of things from, things you say, But, so in that regards, when you say, and, I'm just here, just to be, just to kind of just stir the pot a little, when you subscribe to the name Jesus, you don't feel in any way. First of all, do you believe that Yahweh and Yahshua, is holy, and holy is set apart, correct?
The individuals or the name?
Just their Yahweh, the presence, their presence is holy. Would you say that to be true?
I believe everything about them is holy.
Correct.
Everything.
Great. So when you're pronouncing that name, and how would you say the Greeks said it back in the day when they started using that name? Because I hear a lot of people say it, I just forget it. So if you don't mind, could you say how they would say?
Strong, they'll say Iesu. There was no Y.
Okay.
There was no Y found in the Greek language, so they had to use 2 Greek letters to try to transliterate that Y sound as close as they could. That's why you got the Iesu. Then they have like a E or Y. So this is called transliteration. Something that's been around forever. It has nothing to do with somebody trying to pollute a name, dilute a name, or take anything away from a name. Names transliterate and translate. Every language does not have the same amount of alphabets. So you cannot, or sound. So you cannot enunciate certain words when you try to transliterate them. Transliteration means either trying to write something as close as you can from one language to the next, or trying to pronounce it or enunciate it as close as you can from one language to the next. And since all languages are different, there's no way you can perfectly enunciate something from one language to the next. So we know they had an oral spoken name that they used. But the question you have to ask yourself is, what did they write down when they were translating it from one language to the next? What did they write down?
And what you were saying earlier, I didn't want to cut you off, but I did kind of then wanted to stop you at the point where you said where what they're not trying to do is fool the people and do this and that, do that. And I would have to disagree with you on that, because what seems funny to me is the way you just said Yesu, and I've also heard other, Catholics and Christians and, people of that sort, when they would say the name, let's say specifically the Christian apologist James White, he would say Yesu. So my thing is, coming from the school of common sense, we understand that they supposedly didn't have the Y sound, but which is kind of crazy because, it's known that during Yeshua's lifetime, no one that knew him or knew of him pronounced his name no other way except for Yeshua or Yeshua. However, so
well, you do know that Yeshua is Aramaic. You do know that, right?
Right. Yeshua is.
You know what?
Right.
Okay. The word language. Who spoke Aramaic? Who did that come from?
Well, Aramaic is a Semitic language, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but what nation of people? Whose language is that?
That's Arabic, correct?
No, not Arabic. I said what people. Arabic is another language. Who, the Chinese, they gave you the Chinese language. The Japanese, they gave you the Japanese language. Who gave you the Aramaic? Because Yehoshua or Yehusha or whatever you want to pronounce it, that's Hebrew. Yeshua is Aramaic. So they're not the same language. So my question is, who were the people, what nation spoke the tongue of Aramaic before the Hebrews adopted it?
It would be the Syrians, right?
Yes, but the Babylonians were the main people speaking it. Now, were the Syrians pagan nations? Were they pagan?
Right. Well, the reason why I said that, Brother Josh, is because I'm not.
I did ask the question though. I said, were the Syrians? Did they worship other gods? Were they worshiping other gods? The Syrians.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did the Babylonians worship other gods?
Definitely.
In fact, who is described in the Bible as the mother of harlots? What nation is described as the mother of harlots?
It would be Babylon.
Okay, now why is it okay for you to say the Messiah's name in the language of the mother of harlots, but I can't say his name in the language of the Greeks? When by the Bible standards, it would be worse for me to say it in the mother of harlots. Greek would just be one of the daughters, because we know everything, all this pagan stuff comes from Babylon. We know that. Now, you got brothers walking around here saying Yeshua, but you can't say Iesu. But when you say Yeshua, that's the tongue of the Babylonians. That's the tongue of the Syrians, as you pointed out. Now, if I can't say Iesu, you can't say Yeshua.
Right. Well, see, that's where also, the understanding I have of it is that, I'm not a sacred namer per se, that I'm sticking on one pronunciation of the name, because, like you say, Yeshua is Aramaic, Yahshua is Hebrew. I'm not going to hold a person to say it the way I say it, but you see the similarity in Yeshua and Yahshua. You don't see the similarity
hold on, whoa. We can't define. We can't say because one language is more similar to another that makes it any less pagan than the other language. The Babylonians were pagan.
I'm not saying that. But the name of Yahshua or Yeshua or you can see the way that they're pronouncing it is because of a phonetic shift or a phonetic tone that they carry. Like if you was to speak to an Asian, if you notice, they can't pronounce the R's. They say, instead of saying roof, they say woof. They can't do it. So the Aramaic, the Aramaic is because they can't say it. But you can't have me believe that when somebody says that they were saying Yeshu, they're saying it because they can't pronounce it. Because for one, that's what I was about to say.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
And I'll just let you add on to this, because in the school of common sense, when you say Yeshu, why can't you say Yeshua? You see what I'm saying?
Because if you know anything, whoa. You can't use, hold on. You cannot use common sense when you're dealing with linguistics. You have to understand linguistics. You can't just take the rules of language and start making up your own rules. There are rules to this stuff, brother. You can't just be like, why they can't do this? There are rules to this stuff. You can't say in the Greek language.
Telling me this is why they did that.
That's what. Look it up. Look it up.
When you're looking
look at the Greek alphabet.
Right. But see, also,
you have to look at the Greek alphabet. You can't look at the Greek alphabet or look at the Japanese alphabet and start making rules. That's not what our Hebrew forefathers did. When they wrote the Apocrypha, our Hebrew forefathers wrote the Apocrypha, and that's the majority of that is in Greek. You do know that, right? Do you know what they wrote for the name of Joshua? No,
right.
it was written in Greek. It was written in Greek. There are portions of it. That's why I said some of it. There are portions of the Apocrypha that is written in Hebrew, but the majority of the Apocrypha is written in Greek. So how did our Hebrew forefathers, how did Philo, how did Josephus, these were multilingual people. They were Hebrews that spoke both Greek and Hebrew. How did the authors of the New Testament, where they saw the name Joshua or Yehoshua, how did they transliterate it into the Greek? Now, we both can agree you don't know more than them. You're not more educated than our Hebrew forefathers were who spoke multiple languages. You're not more educated than them. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that?
No, definitely, no. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that.
So when I go to the Apocrypha, why is it that they transliterate the name Joshua into the Greek the same exact way the name Jesus is spelled in the Greek language in the New Testament?
They
were already doing this.
Right. The very same reason why, before you made the brother from Torah Nights draw back a nub, the very same reason why you say they would listen to commentaries from rabbis, but not listen to the commentaries from the Israelites in the first century contemporary with Yahshua.
That is incorrect. And can you show me? Hold up. You just made a statement. Can you show us in history that that's why they transliterated it like that? Can you show us that? You can't just make blanket statements like they did this because this. I'm telling you that's how they transliterated, and I can take you to Philo, and I can take you to Josephus. I can take you to when the Septuagint was first created and give you the history and prove it. Now, you're saying they did it because they were listening to some rabbis or whatever. Now, can you provide us a historical source stating that that's why they did it? Can you do that?
Yeah. The simple fact that no Hebrew manuscript of the New Testament is survived today. It's all in Greek.
No, that's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I asked, can you show us that the reason why they transliterated Yehoshua into the Greek, Philo did it, Josephus did it, all the writers of the Apocrypha did it when they mentioned Joshua, and all the authors of the New Testament did it. Why did all of our Hebrew forefathers transliterate Yehoshua to say Jesus in the Greek? You said they did it for the same reason why the Torah Knights pulled back a nub, meaning I guess you got to cut their hand off or something or leg, right? You said for the same reason they were listening to the commentary of the rabbis. That's fine. Now you have to provide us a source. Either substantiate or suffocate.
My source is...
So substantiate that claim. Okay.
Right.
I'm online. Where do I go? You say your source. Okay.
Right. My source or my proof for this or my evidence for this is that there is no surviving original manuscripts in Hebrew.
Bro, that's not answering my question. I'm not asking you. I did not ask you why there's no surviving manuscript. You gave me a why.
That's why you're not going to find the name Yahshua.
No. Listen, brother. You said you can't be forgetting what you said. You said, listen to what you said. You're an intelligent brother, so I know you understand what I'm saying. You said the reason why they transliterated Yehoshua, all of them, to say Jesus is because they were listening to the commentary of these rabbis, and obviously you're thinking that this commentary is wrong or bad advice, and that's fine. What I'm asking you to do is take us to where it says that specifically we came up with Jesus because we were listening, got some bad advice or some unrighteous or some wicked, however you want to word it, from some rabbis. Now, either give me a source on that where I can go. I'm online, right? I'm in front of my computer. I'm ready. Show me where I can read that, or kindly let me move on to the next caller.
There's not going to be evidence showing that these people changed the name Yahshua to Jesus. It's not going to be there. But what
I'm not talking about. Who said anything about Jesus? We're not talking about Jesus. We're talking about Yesu and Yehoshua. Jesus came much later. We're still in the Greek and the Hebrew. You jumping like 1,500 years into the future. We're still. We got to deal with Yesu.
You got to excuse me, Yesu.
Okay, but Yesu is a transliteration of Yehoshua. Then from Yesu, it goes into the Latin, and you get Jesus. And then when the I developed into the J, because at first the J, as we know it today, was just a fancy way of writing an I with a hook. And then it eventually evolved into its own alphabet, and that's why people started pronouncing it Jesus or Jesus. It's just transliteration. That's all it is. It's not a sin to transliterate something. You have to transliterate something when you're trying to write something in one language to another. I cannot transliterate.
So you don't think that's in violation of the two verses of Scripture, Exodus 3:15, when it says
because if it was no Hebrew. No, it's not a violation of that because every Hebrew Israelite did it. They did. Your opinion is wrong. Every Hebrew Israelite did it. When we went into the Babylonian captivity, we transliterated the name into Babylonian. When we went into the Persian captivity, we transliterated. Yes, it is.
That. The same way you asked for.
Look up. I'm telling you where you can find it at. Look up Persian translation of the Tanakh, and then look at the name as it appears. It's written in Persian. They didn't leave it written in Hebrew characters and wrote the rest of the text in Persian. Every ancient text you see.
That's not what I'm asking you.
I'm talking about transliteration. Do you know what transliteration is? Let's get that right. Do you know what transliteration is?
Right. I know the transliteration is. It's a way that they changed the name from its original language to their language.
They wrote it. They tried to write it. To literate something means to be able to read it. Like you say, you're literate. Right. So when you're transliterating something, that means you're moving something or transforming something from one language to another to make it legible in that language. What you're trying to convince the people and me is that transliteration is a sin.
They can't pronounce those words, and when they do it, it's still resemblance to that
That's not the only time that's done.
It's not going to be totally
different.
No, it's going to be some way in some form similar to that name. And when you say,
of course, it will be similar if it's. Look, you're ignorant, brother. You don't know what you're talking about. I just got to tell you straight up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You don't understand anything about linguistics. You don't understand anything about phonetics or anything. You're just coming out here making a bunch of statements. You haven't done. It's obvious to anybody who's listening. You have done little to no research on this topic. You're just coming up here giving your opinion. That's why every time I ask for a source, you can't provide anything. You're just telling us how you feel. You're trying to convince the people that transliteration is a sin. How can it be a sin when every Hebrew who ever had to make the word of God appear written in another language, they did it? You're not sinning when you do that. I'm sorry, bro. I'm going on to the next caller because you want to just keep going back and forth. You have no proof. You have no sources. And you want to argue. And that's what people like to do. They want to call in with no evidence, no proof. He's saying it's common sense. When you say common sense, you can't say something is common sense about something you got to study. I can't say algebra is common sense. I can't say anthropology is common sense. These are fields that you actually got to study and be learned in. What happened to our people, Antoine? Well, we take things that got ology on the end of it and try to say it's a matter of common sense. If it has ology on the end of it, sisters and brothers, you got to do some studying. You can't just start speaking on it. You follow what I'm saying?
Right, Zach, could you break down really quick, real fast, just surmise real quick what it means? Because I think you said something about Exodus 3 and 15 or something like that, where it talks about the memorial.
Right. This is what, and I'm there. I'm already there.
Break down what that means.
And I was going to break it down. Yeah. This is what it says. Right. And God said moreover to Moses, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have sent me unto you. This is my name, Hebrew, Shem, forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. When you go to the Hebrew, you look up that Hebrew word, Shem. It doesn't just mean a label like my label is Brother Josh. It also means my character or my authority or how you remember me, the stuff that I say. Why do you think when you go to Leviticus, sisters and brothers, every time God gives a law, he'll say, I am the Lord. Have y'all ever noticed that when y'all reading your Tanakh? He'll give a law, he'll say, I am the Lord. Why do you think he said, I am the Lord after he gave you a law? Because he's trying to show you that I'm autographing this stuff. This stuff comes from me. So when you think about I am the Lord, this is a reflection of my character. These laws are a reflection of my character. He is holy. His character is holy. That's why he said, be ye holy, for I am holy. When he said his name is holy, his name, he's not talking about properly pronunciating it, or if you slip of the tongue and say Yahweh instead of Yahweh, you're profaning the name. No. When he say his name is holy, he means his character is holy. That's why he said, be ye holy, for I am holy. These people don't understand Hebrew idioms. You can't approach something like linguistics and try to say it's common sense. No. What's common sense is that you don't want to do no research. You don't want to go to school and learn this stuff. That's what's wrong with our people now, Antoine. We want to remain in ignorance and speak like we know something. You ain't done any research, brother, but you got a lot to say. Don't talk about stuff that you don't know about, even if Tanakh tells you that, and it's in the Apocrypha. If you don't know, it says in Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, it says, put your hand over your mouth. The problem is you got too many people who want to come on Debate Talk for You who have done little to no research in a particular study, and they want to keep going back and forth with you. Shut up. You don't know anything because you ain't did the research. It's not because you're stupid. It's not because you refuse to learn. You just don't know. That's why Brother Josh don't come on here and talk about microbiology. I don't know nothing about no microbiology. I don't know nothing about that. When I was debating Raheem will tell you, he asked me, do you understand or know anything about the Arabic language? I said no. That's what I told him. I'm not going to come on here and try to debate with an Arabic speaker about the Arabic language. How dumb is that? But our people love to do that. We love to speak on things that we know little to nothing about. And then you get mad at me because I'm asking for sources. Don't call in here trying to get me to believe something from history or from linguistics or from science or from history if you don't got a source for me. If you ain't got a source for me, I'm going to tell you to kick rock.